Bueno, sigo con la campaña del Juego de Tronos. Ahora mismo estoy en las alcantarillas bajo Desembarco del Rey y en un lugar que se llama el Pozo, donde se hacen combates clandestinos y eso. Y lo último que he hecho ha sido derrotar al campeón que estaba invicto, que ha vuelto solo para luchar conmigo porque había oído de mis hazañas en el Pozo. Y os imagino que ya es el último, que era el último contendiente a derrotar. A todos los demás los he derrotado también. Y nada, voy a, sin más, a recoger los frutos de mi victoria, vamos. Y para eso primero tengo que hablar con el monje ludópata este. Gracias, gracias. Eso es lo que quiero ver. Eso es lo que quiero oír. La pasta.
Well, the fun is in the risk, I suppose. Ossifer says he means to leave King's Landing and settle in the free cities. I think I ought to go with him. Life would be too dreary for me without this ring. So I bid you farewell, my friend. Perhaps I'll see you again sometime if luck is on our side. Farewell, Maester.
Eso le pasa por cabrón y por apostar contra mí. Porque el tío había apostado todo su dinero contra mí, todo lo que había ganado conmigo, y por eso pues lo ha perdido todo. Vale. Voy a rellenar. No me voy a poner ahora a vender, pero voy a rellenar los frascos, que creo que los he gastado todos. Y por lo que cuestan, merece la pena tenerlos siempre llenos. De hecho, tengo que comprar alguno más que van muy bien. Vale, y ahora la segunda parte de mis ganancias me las va a dar este tío. Bueno, a ver estos que me cuentan. Nada. Bueno, pues voy a hablar con él directamente.
Incredible. That was incredible. I knew you would win. No one believed it, but
sabía que ganarías, dice. Cuando me estoy diciendo que no estaba a altura en las últimas peleas y las he ganado todas. Gracias, gracias. Gracias. Bueno, mientras no sean canciones de Camela o algo así.
I think it's time for a change of scene.
A change of scene? And who would take on managing the ring?
What? You still want to fight? Come on, my dear boy.
Ya no quedan contrincantes contra los que luchar directamente.
Who do you think will want to fight you? It's over. You're the new Lucifer. It was a fight for the legends, but unfortunately, it was also the last one.
I see.
Anyway, I've served my time here. The gold cloaks are starting to make life difficult. With what I've made, I think I will settle in Marine. Fights are allowed over there, and my old friend Hisdar Zolarak is suggesting I join him. Together, we'll be able to open a fighting ring worthy of the name, whose fame will reach all the way back here.
I hope it works out for you.
Thank you again. This is all partly thanks to you. Lucifer would never have come back if you hadn't set so many tongues wagging. I bid you farewell. Perhaps we'll meet again one day. May the gods watch over you, my dear boy.
Bueno, pues misión cumplida, sangre y arena, que es toda de eso, de luchar en el foso este de peleas, que va muy bien. Yo recomiendo hacerla porque, aparte de que recibes un montón de pasta, un montón de dragones de estos se pueden ganar. Y eso, que yo no está haciendo lo de hacer trampas, lo de dejarme ganar y eso, pero con eso imagino, jugando bien las cartas, pues se puede ganar más pasta todavía. Pero vamos, no... A mí más que el dinero me interesa la experiencia que te dan por derrotarlos y para subir de nivel. Y por eso no he estado haciendo eso. Pero bueno, aún así también se gana pasta, entre lo que te da y lo que ganas apostando a tu favor directamente, pues se saca una pasta. Esta misión, por cierto, hay que hacerla en este capítulo, en el capítulo 8, según tengo entendido, porque si no, desaparece. Si terminamos el capítulo y no lo hemos hecho todavía, nos quedamos sin poder hacerla, o sea que recomiendo eso, que la hagáis y que la hagáis en el capítulo, porque si no, no la vais a poder terminar. Vale, ahora que me cuenta este bufón, que está siempre...
I told you before, stop bloody bothering me. You beat a man who hadn't fought in a long time. You fought a memory. I would have defeated him too, and in less time. Good thing it was a fight to the death, eh? Otherwise you would have spared him too.
A este no tenía que haberlo pentrudo, no, pero bueno, el caballero me dio pasta por perdonarlo, o sea que ni tan mal. El caballero y su hermano, o sea que...
I would never have imagined that someone could beat Lucifer. It's a miracle. I will never forget your name. I don't think anyone who witnessed that battle will forget it.
Vale, este me cae bien, el tío este. El tabernero no cuenta nada, pues nada, voy a hacer la siguiente. Tenía otra misión secundaria que me acaban de dar antes de venir aquí. Y para eso tengo que ir a la ciudad. Que es lo de que se supone que tengo que hablar con un noble que está molestando a una chica o algo así. Aunque por el tono que tenía el que me ha dado la misión, a mí me da que va a ser una encerrona, va a ser una trampa, algo así. De todas formas, quiero comprar alguna cosilla. Esto de las pociones. Tengo ya 10 dragones, que al principio del juego no tenía ni uno. He ganado un montón de pasta aquí en el sitio este. Bueno, pues voy a comprar esto, que siempre viene bien. Y voy a... Vale, con esta recupero bastante salud. Lo que pasa es que es carilla también, pero bueno. Vale, que me tengo que equipar la botella que acabo de coger. Vale, pues ya está. Y ahora lo que hago también igual es vender a... Bueno, no, hasta que no me vea algo que me interesa no me voy a molestar en poner a vender. Voy a echar un vistazo a ver qué tiene el de las armaduras. Bueno, este vendía armas, no armaduras. Aunque la verdad es que voy bastante bien así, no... Me gusta esta armadura. Vale, curtidor, este que vende. Cosas de cuero, ¿no? Nah, no me interesa. Lo que sí que me interesa es encontrar algún otro de estos que venden pociones para comprar otro vial, que van muy bien, la verdad. Y puedo llevar 4 en el cinto, tengo 3, me falta uno. Bueno, voy a guardar. Que no sé qué me voy a encontrar cuando llegue a la misión esa secundaria que me queda. Por eso, porque por cómo hablaba el tío que me ha dado la misión, me da que podría ser una encerrona o algo así. No será aquí, ¿no? Archivo ponientes y de conocimiento. Bueno, esta casa, por cierto, es la residencia de los Arwick, donde hemos estado antes. Es decir, la casa de este tío. O más bien de su hermano. Vale. Tengo que bajar ahí, pero me parece por ahí delante, por aquí no puedo.
I can't believe you asked me that. I think I've done more than enough already.
Is that a jape? Do you think you're the only one who can do it? I can find grumpy cows like you in any gutter.
Oh, really? Do it yourself then. I'd like to see that.
Vale, esto cuando vamos a hacer una misión y tenemos que hablar con alguno, hay veces que hay un par de personajes y es bueno pues a escuchar lo que están hablando antes de ponerse a hablar con ellos, porque te dan información sobre lo que puede estar ocurriendo para luego tomar decisiones, y eso durante la conversación.
The others take me. Who is it? Him again?
Mother have mercy, Gunser, you are terrible. Is it too much for you to remember your courtesies once in a while?
Piss on courtesies. I like to know who you're bringing round before I offer them bread and water. I don't run a whorehouse.
He venido a ayudar. No tiene por qué comportarse de forma tan agresiva. Vale.
I have come because I was told a young lady needed my help. This is far from the welcome I was expecting.
Calm yourselves, you two. I told you of him. He's my master, Sir Alistair Sarwick. I told you he'd help.
You see, Brew? Now get out of my sight. I need to speak to this fine man, and I don't want you cursing behind my back.
Aye. All right then. Forgive me, my lord. I don't mean to be rude or nothing. I'm just doing what I can to be master of my own home, you see. I'll leave you alone.
Así me gusta.
Please forgive Gunser, my lord. He's forgotten his courtesies. I am Bethany. It's a pleasant surprise to see someone as fine as you come down here. Ub speaks highly of your kindness, but I didn't think to see you.
There is little harm in coming to hear your story, young lady. Tell me, how can I help you?
I need you to take a message to Sir Giles of House Langwood. Mother of mercy, this is so embarrassing. I am with his child, but he doesn't even know. He hasn't come to see me for weeks. I've already made several attempts to send word to him, all in vain, I fear. House Langwood has a high opinion of itself, you know. They don't approve of a common girl like me appearing at their gates. They sent me away.
Have you considered the possibility that Sir Giles has no intention of seeing you again? It would not be the first time that a knight abandons one of his conquests the very next day.
No, it can't be. It's not like that. Sir Giles was so sweet and came here so often. He loves me. I'm sure of it. Help me, my lord, I beg of you. If you've ever known what it is to love, don't let my child be born without a father.
De acuerdo, la ayudaré. Por el chica yo no puedo hacer nada. Antes me gustaría aclarar una serie de puntos. No decía un pelo.
Anything you want, my lord, if it will help.
¿Qué puede decirme Sir Giles? ¿Sabe por qué ha dejado de verla? ¿Qué problema tiene Gunser? Gunser es el hermano, ¿no? O el tío que estaba ahí alterado. Vale.
Who is the lout who was scolding you just now? What is his part in all this?
You mean my cousin, Gunser?
Primo,
he might seem rough, but he's not a bad man. He agreed to take me in until the matter is solved, which means a lot to me. That's why I put up with his black humour. Please ignore him. He's not worth the trouble.
Has he taken you in? Where do you normally live?
At my aunt's, as it were. A shrew who thinks she's a lady. She's not one to have her beliefs soiled. She didn't look kindly on Sir Giles' visits and never let me forget it. When he stopped coming and it came out that I was with child, we quarrelled. She said some things that I can't forgive. She went and forced me out of her home. I paid her visits to the Langwoods, but I was turned away without the chance to see Sir Giles. I had nowhere to go. Gunser finally agreed to let me in. He didn't have to, for I know it's a burden on him. The sooner I see Sir Giles, the better for everyone.
De acuerdo, le ayudaré. ¿Qué puede decirme de Sir Giles? Vale.
Tell me more about your valiant knight. What do you really know of him?
Of his life, you mean? Very little. He's the last-born son of House Langwood. A humble but old family. He lives in a manse here in King's Landing. But I know what matters. He may seem cocksure and heartless, but inside, he's very sensitive. He wants to be sure of doing the right thing, but he relies too much on the counsel of others to tell him right from wrong. And he loves me, even if he dares not admit it. After all, growing fond of a girl in my condition would disgrace him. His friends never cease telling him this.
De acuerdo, no. ¿Sabe por qué ha dejado de verla?
It seems you have complete confidence in Sir Giles. Why do you think he has abandoned you like this?
Because of his family, of course. They've never looked kindly on our coupling. Just think, a peasant girl. They must have put pressure on him, or schemed to keep him away from me. Giles did tell me of some matters to attend to, a journey he had to make. But he ought to have come back by now. Help me, I beg of you. Not knowing what has happened is turning me mad.
Vale, esta tía parece más sincera que el otro. Vale, pues la ayudaré.
I will try and help you. I will go and find him, and we'll see how he looks on your situation.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, my lord. Hand him this letter. It will bring him here.
Don't get your hopes up, young lady. I said I would speak to him, not that I will make him change his mind. In the end, it is his decision.
I just need to see him and speak to him. Everything will turn out right after that. Tell him I'm waiting here. I'm sure he will come.
I hope so for your sake, Bethany.
Voy a buscar a Sir Giles Langard y explicarle el aprieto en que se encuentra Bethany. Esta tía parece sincera, pero hay algo que me huele raro. Es que la conversación esa que están teniendo, por ejemplo, no. ¿Qué?
You want something? Go
¿Qué?
see that little slut Beth. Piss on women. They make everything difficult.
Eso, lo de que le está diciendo que con estos no puedo hablar. Le está diciendo eso, que para hacer su trabajo que podía conseguir a cualquier otra, o podía encontrar a otra para hacer el trabajo ese. Así que igual están preparando alguna. Y el vasallo de este, por cómo habla y eso, tampoco me inspira demasiada confianza. Pero bueno. Tengo que seguir aclarando el asunto. Vale, pues aquí, antes de ponerme a hablar con el tipo ese, voy a guardar.
Good day to you. Is this the manse of the family Langwood?
Yes? Who's asking?
I am Sir Alistair of House Sarwing. I need to speak with Sir Giles. Is he in?
Yes, Sir Giles? Yes, he's here. Do you want me to go find him?
What do you think?
Well, yes. Forgive me, my lord. I am on my way.
Well, where is he? Ah, Sir Alistair. I don't believe I've had the pleasure, even of knowing you by name. Please tell me, what brings you to my door?
¿Qué tipo
I have come on
más
behalf
apuesto?
of a young lady known to you. Bethany entrusted me with a message for you.
Beth? God be good. Thank you for informing me, Half-Pint. I will take care of it from here. Now go stare at something in the kitchens.
In the kitchens? Yes, sir.
No parece muy avispado el guardia ese.
Are you afraid of what might be heard, Sir Giles?
You could say that. I'm to be married soon, you see. I doubt that the name of Beth would go down too well if spoken too loud. It's a sorry business. I liked the girl, truly I did. I had some of my best times with her. Unfortunately, the family of my betrothed might be rather sensitive about the matter. I'm sure you understand.
Yes, completely.
What? Oh, what did she want?
She asked me to give you this, and to tell you that she hopes to see you. She is expecting your child, Sir Giles. She needs you.
My what? A bastard? With Beth? Gods, that is, unexpected. Why did this have to happen now? I mean, I've had my fair share of scandal, but this... What am I to do? Do you think this will put my marriage at risk? I've done nothing wrong, have I? A man is entitled to have a good time when he's young.
Yo creo que lo que mejor que puedo hacer es suicidarse directamente. Es un irresponsable y tiene la culpa, no ha hecho nada malo, como que no.
It is one thing to have a good time and another to cause others to suffer. The poor girl loves you. The girl is but an innocent and trusted you. You took advantage of her. She is now in need because of you. Only a coward would abandon her like this.
Así se llama.
Did I hear you say innocent? Are you sure we speak of the same Beth?
What do you mean?
Is this some sort of joke? Beth is a whore, Shataya's most beautiful girl. I was her best client, at least before I became betrothed. I'm sure you understand.
That is not how she described things to me.
Maybe she was ashamed. Or perhaps she thought that you would turn her away if she told you. In truth, I thought all I need to do was stop going there, and each would then carry on with their own lives. I would never have imagined she would leave the brothel for me. That changes everything, doesn't it?
Tanto si es una ramera como si no debe ayudarla. Primero debería hacer algunas averiguaciones. Yo ya he cumplido mi parte, ahora es cosa suya. Vale, primero voy a hacer algunas averiguaciones.
She lied to my face about her position, and she would not have done so without good reason. It would be ill-advised to do anything until we are certain of her intentions. Shataya is a friend of mine. If Bethany was one of her girls, she might be able to tell me more about her.
I defer to your judgment, my lord. Given my situation here, I would prefer not to return to the establishment myself. I shall wait for you here.
That might be wise.
Vale, pues al antro de maldad hedionda, que está aquí mismo, según parece. Al antro de perversión. Ah, no, este es la misión principal. Todavía no la voy a hacer, que igual me cambia de capítulo. Y me quedo con esta sin hacer, o sea... Primero eso, terminaré esta que imagino ya será la última misión secundaria que hay en este capítulo. Y luego me pondré con... Vale, esto es aquí. Y luego me pondré con eso, con terminar la misión principal. Lo voy a guardar antes de entrar.
Sir Alistair, it's a pleasure to see you again so soon.
Di los
I
sueños.
hope that you will stay with us a bit longer this time.
It would be a great pleasure, dear lady. But again, I have only come to satisfy my curiosity. I would like you to tell me about Bethany.
Beth? That girl was a bad seed. She's no longer here, Alistair. What has become of her since she left is of no concern to this house.
Parece molesta con Beth. ¿Por qué? ¿Qué ocurrió entre Beth y Sir Giles? Chandaya la echó a la calle.
This is the first time you speak so bitterly of one of your girls, my dear lady. What did she do to so displease you?
There are rules in our house, for our visitors as well as our girls. Beth paid them no heed. She was ambitious, arrogant, dishonest. She enjoyed deceiving her lovers, letting them get behind in the payments. She'd say it was to entice them to come and see her more often. I thought perhaps she skimmed some of the money, but I'll never know. I told her to put an end to her scheming, and she left.
Parece que Beth salió perdiendo con el cambio. Quería estar con Sir Giles. Vale.
Is it possible that she ran away out of love? Beth told me about Sir Giles Langwood and told me she was trying to contact him. He seemed to care about what happened to her.
How very considerate of Sir Giles. Especially considering the fact that he departed in such a cavalier manner.
I beg your pardon?
Sir Giles was Beth's favorite beau. He came to see her constantly. I thought he was particularly generous and wealthy. Apparently, he was just irresponsible. When I presented him with the bill and requested that he pay up, he paled and asked for more time. From that day on, no news of him. Poor Beth was completely forgotten. Now that that little thief is no longer under my roof, he's worried about her again. That is rather charitable of him. And, I must say, quite convenient.
She claims to be carrying his child.
Is that so? Well, she will be sadly disillusioned. A man who spills a seed in a whorehouse does not like to be confronted with the fruit. Is the child really Giles's? There's so many potential fathers. How's she planning to convince a noble to take responsibility for it? Beth is too astute a girl to have been taken in like this. I'm surprised. I don't know what to say. Would you like to look at her room? Perhaps she left something that could shed some light on the matter.
That's a good idea. I will return in a moment, dear lady.
Vale. La habitación está por aquí. Ah, esta es la... Por cierto, la... No puedo hablar con ella, ¿no? Vale, la amante del hermano de este. Té de la luna. Carta jugada, a ver qué pone. Carta de Giles Langwood a Bethany. Mi dulce Beth, debo partir en un viaje y no podré volver a visitarte. Aunque me pesa el corazón con tan solo pensarlo. Hay posibilidades de que no vuelva jamás. He de irme para cumplir una promesa. Debes entender que a partir de ahora ya no puedo gozar de los placeres de una cama en el burdel, ni siquiera de tu compañía. Así pues, me despido de ti y estoy seguro de que muy pronto te convertirás en la princesita de oro de otro gran hombre. Giles. Vale. ¿Y eso que he cogido aquí? El teste de flores o no sé qué. Eso es... objeto de misión. Vale. Voy a echar un ojo. Estará aquí en el inventario en objetos de misión. Carta arrugada. Pues esto de aquí. Saquito de tela con un fuerte aroma a hierbas. Vale, voy a hablar con la tía esta a ver si me dice lo que es.
So, my friend, did the room satisfy your curiosity?
Encontré una carta, he encontrado una especie de medicina extraña. La verdad es que no.
Bethany apparently kept a stash of unmarked medicinal herbs. Perhaps you could tell me a bit more about them.
This is moon tea. It's brewed in hot water with a drop of honey to take away the bitter taste. Some of my girls take it to avoid an unwelcome pregnancy.
And does it work?
Certainly. Here in King's Landing, the mixture is prepared by the maesters of the Citadel. It is expensive, but powerful. Those girls who can afford it never give birth against their will. Never.
Beth me mintió, no está embarazada. ¿Y si hubiera estado intentando quedarse embarazada?
Maybe it wasn't against her will. By stopping the medicine, she had a way to keep Sir Giles in her power.
The benefits of moon tea linger in the body like a hot bath, my dear. You take one, you're clean. And you don't get dirty again as soon as you get out of the water. It can sometimes take up to several weeks after the last dose to be able to conceive again. And even in the event that Beth had planned all this ahead of time. Must I remind you of where she lived? If the child does indeed exist, which I doubt, it will be impossible to prove that Sir Giles is the father.
So, she was having a laugh at my expense. She cooked up some pretty story to reach Sir Giles, and she's not afraid of being found out. This does not bode well.
Before you take your leave, Alistair, may I ask a favor of you?
No.
It would be ungrateful of me to not at least listen to you, dear lady.
Beth's scheming has cost my house dearly. Sir Giles may very well deny it, but he owes us a considerable debt. If you manage to see him, could you let him know that he must...
Ok, la amenazaré para que la pague.
What's more, if you could do your best to bring the ungrateful wretch back into the fold.
Are you sure you want that? From what you say, it would seem your house is better off without her.
We are the best house of pleasure in all of the 7 kingdoms, my dear. We don't just throw any old piece of meat at our patrons. Welcoming a new girl, training her, dressing her, it costs a fortune. Beth is a gifted asset, and I invested a lot in her. I beg you to bring her back to me.
I'm sure there are some people out there who would no doubt have something to say on the matter, my dear. But if I may be of any assistance to you, please be assured I will gladly do so, if only for old time's sake.
For old time's sake, then. My thanks, Alistair.
Y ahora tengo que ayudar a una proxeneta. Muy bien. El Alistair este parece noble y tal, pero... Bueno, pues voy a guardar de nuevo. Y voy a hablar con el pavo este o con la tía, imagino. Vale, pues será aquí.
Sir Alistair, at last. Did the lovely Shataya tell you anything more?
Yes, of sorts.
No me había dicho que le debía dinero. Beth no está embarazada. Si le cuento eso, no volverá a ver a Beth. Pues nada, pues le voy a mentir para que vaya a ver a Beth y...
Shataya told me she had quarreled fiercely with Bethany, who then ran away. Not many girls would have taken such a risk.
And she did it for me? 7 hells. That was foolish of her. Let's go. I hate to think of the poor girl in the gutter because of me.
Así, bueno, que se aclare la cosa con los dos presentes.
My boots filthy round here. Let's hurry up and get out of here, Beth.
Vale, esto. Ah, vale, este es el... El noble, vale, vale. Bueno, el noble que no tiene nada de noble, porque es un putero. Ni de caballero, ni de nada. Vale. No hablan ni nada.
There you are. I never thought to see you in a hole like this. Do not worry, my darling. We will find something for you.
But the answer is obvious, my good knight. With all the coin you owe me, I've enough to buy a small manse and dress in Moorish silk until the day I die.
What? I feel as though I'm talking to that coin hoarder, Shataya. Come now. That's not why I'm here. I've come for you.
If you want to fuck whores, you have to open your purse, my lord. Otherwise, you best aim lower and force yourself upon a servant wench. You haven't paid Shataya, but you will pay me.
De manera son inaceptables. Dicho esto, Sir Giles debe pagarla. Pues no sé qué hacer. La verdad es que el tipo este me cae mal. La tía esta será una... Vale. Pues no sé al lado de quién ponerme, porque los dos me caen mal y... Debería ponerme al lado de igual del noble, porque porque imagino que la misión pues será más favorable a eso. Pero es que me cae mal, muy, muy mal el tío ese, así que... No sé, yo creo que me voy a poner al fin y al cabo tiene razón, porque el tío le debe pasta, o sea que... me voy a poner el favor de la tía.
It is unbecoming of our rank to refuse to pay a debt like this. Pay up, and you can forget all about this sorry business.
But that is not what you told me at all. What is this act of treachery?
You are no longer in the comfort of your manse, Sir Giles. Over here, what is right no longer depends on your pleasure.
Aquí tiene que pagar.
Pay up. Don't burden yourself with it anymore.
The others take you all. Here is your gold, you poxy slut. I hope you choke on it.
1,000 thank yous, my good knight. Don't concern yourself with me. I'll take better care of myself than you would have.
Y además es que lo de hacerle el trabajo sucio a la proxeneta esa del burdel no me parece que fuese muy honorable mandar a esta tía de nuevo al burdel, o sea que ya está todo arreglado. Una parte de ese oro pertenece a Shataya. Ah, pues sí. Bueno, es lo justo.
Not so fast, girl. A good part of that gold belongs to Shataya, and you still have some matters to attend to with her. Did you really think I would let you take all that coin and flee?
Your help has been much appreciated, my lord, but you know nothing about it. I'll never go back there, never. As for the coin, I was the one who earned it, by parting my thighs. Why should that old cow get her hands on the earnings?
From what I know, she took you in from the street.
So what? The street can't be that difficult to bear as I return there willingly. I'm in charge of my own life here and I want to keep it that way. Gunsir, this gentleman wants to send me back to Shataya's.
Oh, aye. That's not so clever. Her little ass belongs to me now. Lads, let's show the good Lord what happens when you meddle in affairs that don't concern you. That...
Vale. Qué flojos que son estos. Es que no estoy haciendo ni magia. Pringados.
Damn woman. Damn them to hell.
Warrior, defend me! What a massacre!
Their blood is on your hands as well as ours, girl. I hope you will be able to live with that.
Es hora de llevarla de vuelta al burdel. Mejor dejarla. No la voy a llevar al burdel esa si no quiere, o sea, se
I
queda
shall
ahí.
go myself to see Shataya and give her the fat purse she is owed. Stay free and in poverty, since you are so keen to do so. The bodies will need to be dealt with.
Eso
Yes,
sería
my
poco.
lord. There
Nada
were some
honorable.
good men among them. They didn't deserve to meet a fate like that. But I won't mourn for Gunther. He was a pig. I have here a little statue of the maiden. Take it. I doubt she wants anything more to do with me. But I'm free, aren't I? That's what counts.
Sir Alistair, words fail me. I am sorry that things turned out as they did.
You did well. Now go back to your betrothed, sir. I hope that this episode has taught you the importance of your responsibilities. My work here is done. May the Lord protect you with his light.
Bueno, y ahora a coger lo que me hayan dejado. Porquería, porquería. Bueno, y ahora tengo que ir a hablar a la tía esta del burdel a darle su dinero. A ver si me acabo ya con esta misión tan sórdida y repulsiva. Qué bueno que me dirá que se quejará porque no la he traído de vuelta a la chica hasta el burdel, pero vamos, eso ni de coña. Eso no sería nada honorable. De hecho, lo que tendría que hacer es quemarle el antro ese y punto.
So, Alistair, is Beth coming back to us?
No,
I'm
te
going to
jodes.
disappoint you, dear lady, but no. She refuses your forgiveness and would rather follow her own path.
What? I don't run a charity. My girls must pay their debt to us before setting off on their own.
As for that, I arranged for Sir Giles to pay his debt. Here. What more had you hoped for? You weren't hoping to turn me into a slave catcher, were you? We are in Westeros, Shataya. If Bethany wishes to leave, there is nothing we may do to keep her.
I suppose I shall have to come to terms with it. But one of my girls turning her back on me, just like that. It's disappointing. I thank you, however, for your patience. This is why I consider you more of a friend than a customer.
It is all I can hope for. Be well, Shataya. Perhaps some other time I shall be lucky enough to put a smile on that gloomy face.
Proxeneta de mierda. Me largo de aquí. Por cierto, la tía me ha dado una estatua de esos que forman parte de la misión esta de Morse, la de encontrar las 7 estatuas, me parece que son, y eso, y llevárselas al tío del Castillo Negro. Vale. Pues ahora ya directamente eso, voy a ir a hacer la principal, que es lo único que me queda ya, que es hablar con el noble este. Y a ver si paso ya de capítulo. No me han subido de nivel, ni nada, no, todavía. Con todos los que me he cargado, además. Vale, antes de hablar con él voy a guardar, por si acaso.
Sir Alistair, Desmond was just telling me of your adventures. Congratulations on your victory.
Would that I didn't have to fight, but at least we have the book.
Get the book out. We must start our research without delay. I don't understand. What could John Arryn have possibly found in this book?
Indeed, I also cannot see what secret this book could hold. Wait! Go back!
What did you see?
Maybe I'm mistaken, but the bastard that I hunted down with Valar, he had dark hair and blue eyes. When I talked to the city watchguards after the sewer murders, they told me that the victim, Cedric, was also dark-haired. All births from the marriages between Baratheons and Lannisters have this in common. Raven hair prevails over golden. Of course. Now I know what John Arryn discovered. Children.
What are you talking about?
We have been researching the bastard line when we should be looking at the legitimate children. Cersei is a Lannister and Robert is a Baratheon. Their children should have dark hair and blue eyes, as is written in the book. It has always been so. And yet, they are blonde. The royal children are illegitimate. This is what John Arryn discovered.
By the Seven! But then, the bastards that the damned queen is hunting down.
They are the only true descendants of King Robert Baratheon. That's why the Queen wants them dead. R'hllor's light. The Queen even involved me in this treachery.
She didn't hesitate to execute the bastard children of that fool Robert, to keep his adultery a secret. Everything she does so to serve herself. Her people might well die, and on her orders too, if she deemed it necessary.
And Valar being her little pet only makes matters worse. This news makes the race to control Riverspring even more dire. The future of my people is at stake, and the only reason Valar desires the lands are power and vengeance.
No doubt Cersei finds watching her catspaw groom himself in her image an amusing distraction. It's time we did something. If not, your lands, and perhaps the realm, may never recover from this.
Tiene razón. ¿Qué pueden hacer solo dos hombres?
Indeed. Changes will have to come. I cannot allow Riverspring to flounder on such grounds.
It seems that we are in agreement. Listen, Sir Alistair. I think it's time I confided in you. As you know, my friend, the usurper, claimed the Iron Throne just after your departure, 15 years ago. From that moment on, he never gave a second thought to the people. The Queen took advantage of this and ended up assuming the real power through her numerous schemes. Your father and I quickly realized that no good could come of this monarchy. Nothing like this would ever have happened during the times of the Targaryen rule. Under their aegis, the kingdom was more prosperous, untroubled, and governed in a much fairer way than with Robert Baratheon and his damned Queen Lannister.
El rey Aerys II Targaryen está completamente loco. El linaje de los Targaryen ya no existe. El gobierno actual es peor que el último.
From what I understand, Aerys the Mad reigned over his people under the aegis of fear and madness. It was his cruelty that pushed the kingdom toward rebellion.
His reign was but a brief moment when you consider the 300 years of Targaryen sovereignty. It is true that his madness drew a dark shadow over the dynasty, but it should not be judged by one man's mistakes. If Aerys II was considered unfit to take the crown, surely the usurper and his queen deserve just as much, if not worse. That is what your father and I thought. And in time we came to understand that we weren't the only ones disappointed in the usurper. Many others were of the same opinion. Lords, as well as ordinary men. Gradually, we became a group and realized that by joining forces, we could perhaps bring about change. Our cause continued to spread. Our plans had time to evolve, and today, this group has become a true brotherhood, both powerful and ubiquitous. Sir Alistair, I wish for you to join the Brotherhood. We share the same goals. Together, we will avenge the death of your brother. Together, we may be able to save River Spring by bringing back the Targaryen.
Contad conmigo, es un plan interesante aunque arriesgado.
Your cause is just. I accept. I'll join your ranks.
I'm glad to have your understanding. When those in power are corrupt, rebellion is no longer a right. It is a duty. Your father and I have been striving towards this for a long time. It's been an age that we've sought to breach, to bring this power to its knees.
What is your plan?
We'll start with what we've discovered today, and use it to destroy Valar, as well as the Queen's influence. Once the King learns of their conspiring, he will have them executed. This will be the first step in our overthrowing him. His actions will spark a revolt. If the revolt catches on, we'll take this opportunity to rally the people and the various lords of the Seven Kingdoms. While they kill each other, we'll be building strength.
Very well. So let us send ravens throughout the kingdom to spread the news.
Let us not be too hasty, my friend. The Queen has powerful allies. This attack needs to be decisive. If we show our hand too soon, the game will be lost forever. Besides, our goal is not to create anarchy. I still need time to arrange the succession to the throne. In the meantime, let us gather all the evidence we can find to ensure the widest support possible. What we have now is gilt-edged information, but it lacks the substance it needs to really drive the point home at the moment of revelation.
Where else do you think we can find further evidence?
Your father and I always believed that the best way to manipulate the situation was to sow discord among the royal couple. Today's discovery is the result of all our hard work. Your father compiled a list detailing all of Valar's abuses of power on behalf of the Queen. He believed that driving a wedge between her and the king was ripe for exploiting.
Father always understood the true nature of Valar.
Reinhald sent me a letter revealing some important findings. He wished to speak to me in person, but he died before he got the chance. I think he wanted me to know about his findings, and that they are still somewhere in River Spring. You'll recognize the documents I speak of by the Targaryen dragon inscribed along the bottom of each page. They will no doubt be encrypted. The Brotherhood uses its own language in case our documents fall into the wrong hands.
That's good to know.
I must leave the task of finding it up to you. Valar is after a woman who is of great importance to the Brotherhood. I've made the necessary arrangements regarding this matter, and I need to return to Castlewood in order to manage this operation. My stay at King's Landing lasted longer than expected.
Conozco a la mujer de la que habla. ¿Cómo sabe lo de Valar? Vale.
I know this woman. Her name is Jane Greyster. I was supposed to help Valar look for her and bring her back to the Queen. Dead.
I see. Know then, that for our Brotherhood, this young girl is perhaps the only solution to the woes of this kingdom. We will speak of this again, once you find your father's documents.
What about Valar?
Don't concern yourself with him. One of my spies has infiltrated his gang. I am told his every move.
Very well. We'll meet again at Castlewood once I get hold of my father's findings. Good luck, my lord.
I wish you luck too, my friend. And don't forget, those documents are of the utmost importance.
Vuelve a Aguas Fuentes para buscar los documentos que necesitas. Ok.